Chapter 1, Mishnah 1. The Torah commands us to eat and sleep in a Succah, a structure that has walls and a special roof called Succah during the festival of Sukkot. The next two chapters define the requirements for the walls and Succah of a Sukkah. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. A Sukkah whose Succah is more than 20 amos above ground is invalid, since a Sukkah of such great height cannot stand unless its structure is strong and long-lasting. It is invalid because the Torah requires the Sukkah to be temporary, that is, it must be of such a size that it can be built in a temporary manner. But Rabbi Yehuda rules that it is valid because he holds that a Sukkah must be permanent in structure, and thus there is no limit in its height. The first Tana resumes listing types of Sukkahs that are invalid. And a Sukkah that is not 10 tefachim high, and one that does not have 3 walls, and one whose sunlight is greater than its shade, each of these sukkahs is invalid. The Mishnah cites a dispute as to whether one must build his sukkah with intent to use it for the mitzvah of living in a sukkah on Sukkos. In the case of an old sukkah, i.e. a sukkah that a person made long before Sukkos, which he presumably built without intending to use it for the mitzvah, Beis Shammai ruled that it is invalid, because a sukkah must be built for the sake of the mitzvah. But Beis Hillel ruled that it is valid, because they hold that such intent is not necessary. And what is the definition of an old sukkah? It is any sukkah that one made more than 30 days before the festival of Sukkot. Since people are not yet thinking about the festival at that time, one who builds a sukkah then presumably did not intend to use it for the mitzvah. However, if one did make it for the sake of using it during the festival, Beis Shammai agree that even if he built it at the beginning of the year, i.e. soon after the previous Sukkot, it is valid, since it was built with the required intent.